I am Sarah Little, writer with Showbiz Cheat Sheet. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am good. I'm very excited to be speaking with
Oh,
you. Um, Starting off, I just wanted to talk about episode 16, which I think did a really great job of depicting each of the big three's relationship with Rebecca over the years, and especially Kate and Rebecca's. So, especially because they've developed so much over the seasons. So, do you think that the reason why Kate is the only one of her siblings to see the big three is because of everything they've been through, like the hardships and everything?
wait, the first part of the question cut out. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my computer is just going to be a mess.
No,
Well,
no.
I just wanted to talk about like Kate and Rebecca's development over the
Oh,
years and how far they've come and how that kind of culminated in the last episode where Kate was the only one to be like, look at
yeah.
her for who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really hard. I think there's many, many things going on. I think Kate and Rebecca had a very trying relationship for many years, and not because they didn't want to have a good one. It's just they were trying to get to the place in which they could, where they could understand each other. I think there's just a lifetime of misunderstandings until Kate became a mother and she's like, oh, wow, this is really hard. And as much as you want for your child and you want them to have a better life than you did, and it's very complicated. And, your children come with their own set of stuff, and their journey and their issues. And how much have you influenced their issues and unresolved issues, and not to project them onto your children. And, I think her becoming a mother was like very helpful in understanding where Rebecca was coming from. Kate, I think, always took it very personally. And after having the shame and guilt about her dad, for so many years, it was really beautiful to see where the relationship evolved into, because they both were willing to hear each other. I think that's something that you could really want something, but you have to put the work. And I think they put the work into the relationship, and they showed up for each other. And Kate continued to show her mom that she was not only very courageous, but very capable of stepping to the plate emotionally. And I think she always knew that Kate was sensitive and sort of aware of what everybody was feeling at any given time, and sometimes to her own detriment, because she would take that on and then make it her issue, or somebody could shake it off and she's still in like the woes of what she hasn't overcome. So, and then when they had that family meeting, and Rebecca wanted everybody to take the big swings and live their life. And I think it really encouraged and bolstered Kate. And also, for the first time in the whole family setting, she was chosen. Kate was chosen to really show up for her mom and for her family, because she finally believed in herself, Kate did. And then Rebecca knew she could trust her, and that, the guys are two alpha males who have their own lives and their craziness going on. But there's something about, I think, a mother and a daughter, that they understand each other in a different way. Yeah. And that Kate could handle it. And so I think it was really important for that to, like, that relationship couldn't have happened. The ending of that relationship could not have happened if all of, I believe, the previous history wasn't there. And it's really funny, because when I first read the script, I was like, wait a minute, she's making these decisions and they want to sweep in and try to save the day. And I'm like, damn it. And then I thought, you know what? This is exactly what Rebecca would want, that Kate wouldn't involve her ego. And it wouldn't be about Kate. And it wouldn't be about what is best for her and trying to prove a point or trying to step up to the plate in an ego sort of fashion, but like, what's best for our mom.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard to see your parent become another person, and to see them age, or to deal with an illness or a condition or a diagnosis. I remember when my mom had her stroke about 4.5 years ago now, it was really hard because I was like, my mom is still here, but we did lose a part of her. And I think with dementia, Alzheimer's, any of the cognitive decline, it's really difficult. And I don't know if Kate was just always very sensitive and nurturing and had so much love to give that she was like, oh, I know that she'll take care of the boys, but I think it's just really uncomfortable to deal with aging. And it's so wonderful that the show decided to talk about that, and in a very real way that, you know, both Kevin and Randall were like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Like everything's fine. Because we don't want to be forced, or don't even want to, even if it's on our own terms. We don't necessarily want to see what's in front of us, because sometimes it's like a tough pill to swallow. Yeah. And I think Kate was capable of sort of bridging the gap between where Rebecca was and where the boys were. And she was sort of the glue that kind of like got them together and got them on the same page. And because she knows that it wasn't that they didn't want to, it was that it's a very scary realization. It's really hard to contend with. So
yeah. And then her getting them to, you know, Randall brush her hair and Kevin put the lotion on her hands, that she did that. Then Kevin realized, I can come and move with her. So she's the one who, I say facilitated that. Give her some credit for that.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, is somebody has to kind of push you to wherever it is, like, you know, whether you're working out with somebody or you're writing a script or whatever it is, like sometimes you just need somebody outside to motivate you, because you don't want to work through the kinks or the uncomfortability of seeing your mom in a different way than you've ever known her to be in your whole life. It's it's hard.
I don't have a very good transition for this next question.
That's okay. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, right. In the next, or in episode 16, then also we see Kate call Toby for advice. And I mean, Chris Sullivan, I think, delivered one of my favorite lines when he was like, oh my God, should we get back together? I died laughing. And because I love how it showed that they've kind of built this friendship. Like, they're not just co-parents, they're also friends, even though they're divorced. How important was it to show that they've like kind of still have that connection, even though they're divorced?
I think it's really important. That's also another depiction of a story or a couple that you don't always see. It's usually like, we love the drama, so we want to like cuss the person out, and we want to be mad at them. We want to call our friend and be like, you know what he did today? He didn't send his whatever, or he didn't pick up the kids when they, you know, all the things that we can sort of project onto our significant others or our exes or our whoever we're co-parenting with. It was very telling of how loving their relationship really was, and how they really valued each other, and how they came through something really beautiful to get on the other side to still have a friendship. Because I think when you really love somebody, you never stop loving them, you know, and they still value each other very much and find each other entertaining or funny, or, you know, he's such a like a home base for her, you know, and who else knows their family the way that you know, Toby does. And they speak a shorthand because they've known each other and gone through so much together. But I do think it's really special, because it's another way to show people in the world that like co-parenting is possible. Being friends with somebody you once loved is possible. And it's how do you want to rise to the occasion? You know, do you want to hold on to resentments, or do you want to forgive and move forward and live happy lives, you know, together but separately in some capacity? So I just love that it wasn't so cliche, you know?
Yeah. During that call, we also hear Toby, he just casually drops that Kate has got her master's and she's designing a whole arts curriculum for the entire state of California. So in the next 2 episodes, will we see more of those achievements or hear more about them?
We'll hear more about them, but we won't see them because they're just trying to, I think, to put so much in, so there's so much time that has gone by.
Yeah.
The writing is so brilliant that you get the idea, but if there was another season or two, I'm sure we would see the particulars. But yeah, she's definitely been busy and taken big swings like Rebecca wanted her to. And I think she finally has found something that she really enjoys and she can feel proud of. And it's so beautiful that it came through, obviously Jack and their relationship and the need for arts curriculum for any child, much less children with any impairment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In episode 17, then it finally catches viewers up to the infamous flash forward. And now we know that everybody's gathering at the house to say goodbye to Rebecca. So can you tease anything about Kate's goodbye to her mother?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it without crying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it was one of the most difficult scenes to shoot in the whole series. Oh God, not only because I'm an emotional girl, so it's not odd, but having the context in which she has to say goodbye is very it's not ideal initially, and I think that it's something that could potentially have haunted her. And in order to do it, I was saying goodbye to not only Rebecca, but Mandy, and 6 years of this amazing show. Sorry. And so it was hard. It was really, really hard. Yeah, I think that in the way that it was written, just said everything about the relationship that ever needed to be said. So, sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, girl. I cry all the time. So.
Yeah. I'm going to try not to make anybody cry in this interview, but
don't worry. Okay. I also love to cry, so it's fine.
How long have you known that Kate would be alive during the flash forward? Because there's been, rumors among the fandom for years that she's dead because she's nowhere to be found.
I think we always knew. We just didn't know. Things fluctuate and change, and then a writer might have a brilliant idea, and you're like, no, actually, let's rework that and let's put this in there. And so I knew that she was going to be there. I just didn't know how.
Gotcha.
So I always knew. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just lied the whole time.
Yeah.
I deflected and lied.
Yeah. I mean, that's the job, right?
Yeah.
I know you probably can't say much about the series finale, but how satisfied do you think fans will be with the end of Kate's story?
I think that they will be satisfied. I think as humans, we always want more. That's why we binge TV. It's like we want all of it until there's nothing left. And there's something really wonderful about savoring a moment or an episode. And I know everybody tended to watch our episodes, one by one. But I think that there will be a contentment in that there's this ripple effect that our parents have on us and that we impart on our children, and it continues in this trickle down effect. And I think that's all we could ever hope for, is that our kids are happier than we were, their kids are happier than they are. And that, at the core of who the big three are and these children and products of their environment, they are happy, and they have come through the pain to find the joy. And that's what's really cool, is like there's these ebbs and flows in life, in everyone's life, in one day or a week or a year. Like there's so many ebbs and flows, and that will never stop. You know, that will continue for as long as we're on this face of the earth. So, or anywhere else in the universe. You know, yeah. So I think that as much as they would want to see more, I think that, and I hope that they will feel a sense of a warm contentment. I hope.
Yeah. Well, it's good because you can end on your own terms, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of shows don't get the chance to do that. So
I know. Some shows just, you're like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get to finish this, you know, finish this dance. It's like, it's hard.
For sure.
Just when the party's getting good? No.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh gosh, my next question. I don't want to make you cry more, but
don't even worry. I do not mind, I promise.
What was it like filming your final scene? I believe I heard that you, Justin, and Sterling were the last ones to wrap.
Yeah, we were Justin and Sterling had a scene each after our scene, but we ended up wrapping, you know, and doing our goodbye speeches at the same time, which was really cool because Milo and Mandy got to have their last scene together and, you know, say goodbye together. And there were a couple moments where I knew that we were going to turn around on the camera and there's probably going to be like 2 or 3 more takes, which meant we were almost done, which meant I'm going to have to say goodbye to some degree. And I'm like trying to like, because it wasn't always appropriate for me to like break down particularly. And then I just sat there with such like joy and like this bittersweet welling of like gratitude of like, oh, this is so wonderful. I wish it wasn't ending, but it's okay that it's ending because it never really ends, right? Like our friendship will remain and the experience that we had will continue to shape us in everything that we do moving forward, just like the show will do for the audience. And so I just was looking at both of them with such like love and gratitude because I learned so much. It's so funny. You're like, I'm not going to make you cry, but I learned so much from both of them and from everybody on the set. And it's just this like deep gratitude, you know, like, wow, like I get to do something I love to do and learn from the best at any given moment and have a good time. I was just like, I love you guys. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, Chrissy, okay. Like, and my heart is like swelling and I'm like, okay. So it was, it was honestly like, I felt like a crazy person. I was like really high, really low, really high, and then have to come back to the scene and, you know, but I really wouldn't want it any other way, you know? Yeah.
Looking back on these past 6 years, what do you hope people remember Kate for?
Her courage. I think courage, her bravery, and resilience. You know, it's really easy to go through hard stuff and to be knocked down and to stay down. Because it's hard to get back up. Like, and that's where I think people love Kate so much because they see themselves in her that like, okay, I didn't have the first pregnancy the way I wanted it and I had a miscarriage, or, you know, I had a baby and I wanted everything to be perfect, or I want to adopt and I hoped that would make my relationship stronger, or I had a better relationship with my mom or my brothers, or I could understand my food issues and behaviors more. But like those, all of those things can be true, but it also can mean that you can find happiness through all that, but you can get up, and you continue to like, just keep trudging. You know, I think that's the hardest part with anything that we do in life is like, just getting back up and trying one more time, just one more time. And that's where I think the most growth comes, you know, and the most joy is when you can look back at something just like with the hill, you know, that was obviously like a physical a physical manifestation of what she's overcome and where she got to. But it was so much more, you know, it was like, we have all had our own hills and our own battles, and we're like capable of conquering them if we just put one foot in front of the other. Sometimes it can feel insurmountable and you're like, nope, not going to start. I'm never going to finish this book. I'm never going to write my first screenplay. I'm never going to run this mile. How can I do a 5K? And I think that that's why people love Kate so much, is that she does life imperfectly, and we all do. And we all do, because we're just humans. Yeah.
I guess we can end on a happy note. What does the future hold for you? What's next?
Well, I hope to be finishing my album. I've been writing some songs while we were wrapping up the show. I'm doing a movie in Kentucky for about a month, and then very different role from Kate, which is cool. And Bradley and I are going to be announcing a project that we did together. We're going to be announcing it soon. And I just hope to stay creative, you know, and potentially develop a show that I could star in. Like, you know, we'll see. Everything is always pie in the sky till you see it. But I just want to be creative, you know, try to continue to be creative and sing and try new things.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. And I wanted to thank you for bringing Kate to life, because I know she's meant so much to people over the years. It's meant a lot to me. So I want to say thank you and congrats on everything.
Get me crying again, girl. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for your thoughtful questions and allowing the space for me to get emotional.
Yeah, I'm always here.
Oh, it's so sweet. A lot of people feel uncomfortable when people are, you know, in their feelings. So I appreciate
it. It's fine.
Yes. Amen. I'm always like, cry, tell me what. Yeah,
exactly. So. Well, thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much, Sarah.
So.